Om Namah Shivaya. I am astrologer and author, Professor rudramohapatra from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Today, I will distinct between Pitri Shraap and Barrenness. So, you know that all the Shrapas, they mostly indicate childlessness. For whom? For the couple, for the husband and wife. Say it is Preta Srapa, Matru Srapa, Matura Srapa, Patni Srapa, Sarpa Srapa, so on and so forth. Even if the Baikol is Kala Sarpa, that is, we found in a good tradition in our Odisha, it's also saying that this, even if it is Kala Sarpa Yoga, then you will be childless. But there is also another condition where it's specifically not applicable to ladies, also gents. So in our scriptures, there are planetary combinations given where a scope of barrenness, you can say in case of male it is impotency, bandhya yoga. That's when your fifth house, to some extent eighth house, they are afflicted. And that indicates that you are going, don't have to have a child, or fifth house is falling in a barren sign. Lot, planets like Sun, planets like Saturn, they are very strong and posited in the fifth house. So it is, you will be childless. But is it Pitrushrap or no? It is not Pitrushrap, because for Pitrushrap, a planetary combination is mentioned. If you go to chapter 85 of Brihat Parasarora Shastra by translation Girish Chan Sharma, you will find that there are conditions mentioned for Pitrisrapa, and Pitrisrapa is not gender specific. In fact, I remember Gayatri Devi Basudev giving one lecture, possibly in the Bangalore conference of ICAS. Our yogas are gender specific. Earlier cases, it was. So I will not say, because you can listen to her lecture. Like Mangala dosa is only for male, female. Nowadays, both. So the yogas are not actually gender specific, but if you go for this bandhya, impotency, they're same thing. That means this, you are sexually incompatible, incompetent to produce children. That's it. So in case of, you are saying a lady, she is impotent, a gent, she is impotent, same thing. So even if it is a bandhya yoga that is happening in case of the ladies, the same thing can be given to gents also. Like basically, these sexual organs are seen from the eighth house. Yes. So afflicted, like the womb indicates that, and the uh, male sexual genitalia is also in the eighth house. So you have some problem there. So it is basically affliction of the eighth house. Hmm. But the same thing, if you are saying this, barrenness or bandhya yoga, it is both for male and female now. It's same. After all, it is indicating if we are going for that fashion. But Pitrusrapa is childlessness, which is again for male and female. The beauty here is not the beauty, the tragedy here is, suppose The female has got this bandhya yoga, like basically his her fifth house is afflicted in a barren sign. Eighth house is also afflicted if a Saturn is posited in the eighth house. It creates problem in conception normally. So, but she is not suffering from any kind of Pitru Shraap. So, there will be complications in bearing the child. You can go for this IVF or fertility clinic things, and finally, you will have a child. Okay, because you are suffering from this bandhya yoga or barrenness. So basically, you need a treatment for that. Which, if this yoga is not extremely strong, remember, yoga, the strength of the yogas are dependent or the function of the strength of the planets responsible for, or the strength of the planets forming that yoga. Quoting Dr. V. V. Raman in his book 300 important yogas, 300 important planetary combinations. So, uh, if it is not that much strong, you can go for that. But if it is a Pitrusrapa, you conceive, then but during the delivery miscarriage, or you may not conceive. You try as much hard as possible. Pitrusrapa is much more stronger than this barrenness or impotency. Impotence and barrenness, if the yogas is not that much strong, then you recommend medical treatment for them. But Pitrusrapa, now the treatment is by basically this puja and karmakanda, or these things. Parasara has mentioned in the book, like Sarpasrapa, it is there, so you do a Sarpa puja like that. So, few days back, I visited one leading gemstones, Srila. So they say that no, by tantric puja we are making this conception. That might be some pitrusapa issues, but if it is barrenness, it needs medical treatment. So do not confuse between both of them, and they are not gender specific. Very simple thing. If the barrenness is low, then don't worry. By medical treatment, it is curable. But if pitrusapa is there, in the both the cases, husband is pitrusapa, wife is pitrusapa, then it's demands certain kind of serious karma kanda remedy. I am not saying any karma kanda here, but normally as Parasara has written, I said you. Parasara is also saying you make a Swarna Sarpa, a Sarpa in the gold to get escape from that Sarpa Sarpa. But Sarpa Sarpa again, Shiva, you have wife has got Sarpa Sarpa, Preta Sarpa is your husband is suffering. Then you will be childlessness. It is only one, it is not. I have already told about these things, however, but never confuse this barrenness or impotency with Pitusrapa. It is there. Uh, so Pitusrapa is clearly denying you don't have a child. You will not be blessed with a child because your Pitri is they don't want to take birth in your womb to negate your karma. That's why the concept of Gauda Purana that if you have a putra, then you will be released from the narka, namely put. Well, I'm not saying you should have a putra or putri. I mean, what's written there. So, in my earlier videos, I have said that if any couple is coming to you and they are saying we have difficulties in bearing a child, you look for the Pittu Sapa. Now I'm adding, please look for the yogas for barrenness, yogas for impotency also. If it is at all there, then by medical treatment it can be cured. And if they are saying for last 7 and 8 years we are doing this medical treatment, it is not happening, then definitely Pitrusrapa. Pretosrapa, Matrusrapa, whatever that. Maybe I am hearing the term Pitrusrapa in a generic fashion. Are you clear? So not always approach towards the childlessness as Pitrusrapa. There are Bandhya Yoga and Napunsaka Yogas mentioned in our classics. And Pitrusrapa, you need to have both. But barrenness and impotence, if one of the uh, couple they have, then there will be problem. So this is the approach you need to see, you need to address for the problem of childlessness. It is not always exactly Pitrusrapa, it's also barrenness and impotency. Our seers are given combinations. You check those combinations, validate them, and also know and also keep in eyes of this fifth and eighth house, Lagna, to see it in a medical astrological perspective. So I hope you are now clear, but let me again wind up the things. Pitrusapa need to be present in both the husband and wife to become childless. And here, medical treatment may not work that much. Your Bandhya Yoga or Napunsaka Yoga, I am lightly saying these things, but if you open any classics, you will see these terms are frequently mentioned. So it need to be either the cases. While and this yogas, if not that much strong, can be treated by medical treatment while the dasa of this fifth law or eighth law is going on. You can approach them that you go for the treatment, you may recover from that. So hope you like the video. My final statement that please respect astrology, and if you have no choice for becoming an astrologer, do not take astrology as a general knowledge book that I will all I'm an amateur astrologer, I'm a part-time astrologer. However, part-time astrologers are also horrible. They're coming from their office and just taking just in the same costume also they are sitting and they are saying that they're looking at the horoscope and very quick fashion. Please respect the divine science, astrology. Take my words. You can stay astrology in a part time. I mean, I'm saying an amateur. You will not able to comprehend many of the concepts. Many of the concepts. Here, I met one astrologer. Uh, he said that I saw one chart and then I went for doing this sadhana. So I got many intuition to analyze those charts. So astrology demands a full-time effort. Let it your spiritual practices, let it your studies. Only studies will not do. And so also I will say only spiritual practices, even not for astrology, both of them, and you it demands time. I will tell you, you do a silent sadhana today. You don't speak to anybody to maintain your bhaksiddhi. You cannot do because you have to go to your office. So, if you are not an astrologer, so please don't poke your nose into this. So, becoming an amateur astrologer, making this knowledge poisonous, making this knowledge adulterated. Somebody is listening somewhere. So, don't do that. If you are an astrologer or you are not, that's it. And yes, if you are from an astrological family or you are doing you're publishing research papers, like many I see from ICAS also, BBB, they are writing books and research papers. That's fine enough. My videos are open to them and they are free to write comments there. But this I'm not sure the rights. I'm not an astrologer, but I know all these things. How come? I'm not a doctor. I know your heart surgery. Will you come to me? So please direct yourself from astrology if you don't want to become an astrologer. It is not a general knowledge that all should know. Yes, if you have, it's not a matter of interest at all. You will always end up in wrong things. So anyway, that's your choice. But if you are falling into that category, please do not make any comment. If you are a full-time astrologer and astro researcher, you are open for the discussion and a professional approach. Well, this is all for today. If Lord Mahadeva wants, I'll come up with another new video soon. Till then, God bless you all. Om Namah Shivaya.